tonight's edition of our Watch Along on Premier Sport Fun Center. And each time you see us on screens, on your screens on Tuesdays and Wednesday, it's that night for the biggest and best football, club football competition around the world. Talking about UEFA Champions League, it's match day 2. My name is Adia Michego and I'll be your host for today's edition. But I'm not alone in the studio. I'm with my regular guys talking about Solomon and Yemi. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Another beautiful day to talk football, not just football, but the most
revered competition.
Club competition in the world. So it's a good day to talk sports.
Yeah, a good day to talk sports. Good evening, and good evening, our viewers. It's another beautiful day to talk about sport, football, and not just football, but the Champions League. And today you can see big matches. Arsenal is on the play today. Manchester United, Napoli, and Inter Milan all play today. So it's going to be an interesting day.
Okay, it promises to be an interesting night of football. A lot of interesting matches are lined up for you tonight. I will promise to be here with you for 90 minutes to give you analysis, every minute analysis of this game and everything happening in that game. That is why it is a watch-along program. Let's go straight to the games. Already we've seen 2 games being played already today. Earlier today we had Union Berlin lost 3-2 against Braga, and Braga left it late in that game, to take that victory against Union Berlin. And we also had Real Sociedad, who traveled to Austria to defeat RB Salzburg 2-0. 2 interesting games. The game between Union Berlin and Braga. We all know how good Braga is, and going into Germany to defeat Union Berlin is not actually what you get from every team always.
Yeah, it's not what you always get, but with their level of consistency from the Portuguese league, and Union Berlin is just one young club in the Champions League, so you can at least spare them some road because they took a 2-0 lead and lost and blew it unnecessarily. And so I think they will learn from it and grow in the process of the game, and with time, I think we are in for a longer Champions League group stage.
Yeah, that's why it's the game. Talking about the Champions League, that's why it's the converted league, where you have the best teams around Europe. 32 of the best teams around Europe, playing in this competition together. And tonight, our focal match will be the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray, Lens against Arsenal, and a big one talking about Napoli against Real Madrid. These are interesting games amongst the 8 games we have tonight. Amongst the 6 games remaining, tonight. We also have Copenhagen, who will be at home against Bayern Munich. We also have PSV against Sevilla, and that makes it 6 games tonight. Talking about our focal match, Manchester United against Galatasaray. We saw Manchester United against Crystal Palace in the league. They lost that game 1-0, and now they're back in the Champions League. They'll be looking to bounce back after losing against Bayern Munich in match day 1. What are your expectations, for this match?
Yeah, I think they need to pass the right message to the fans, because after you lose at home scandalously to Crystal Palace, you need to try to win the belief of your fans back. And that was a good chance from Real Madrid there. And the goalkeeper came to the rescue in that one-on-one situation. So Man U needs to pass the right message to the fans. And that means they are ready for business this season. And how better way to pass that message after going down 1-0 to Crystal Palace at the theater of dreams that is fast becoming theater of lamentation, than to win Galatasaray in front of their own fans. It will be like a good offering for them after what they just lost last weekend.
The Gaffer, talking about Arsenal against Lens, we saw Arsenal make a return to the Champions League after 6 years, and they got a victory in the first game against PSV convincingly. Are you expecting another victory for Arsenal in this game against Lens?
Arsenal actually proving to be one side that a lot of football lovers are actually looking at, because recently, if you look at their head-to-head, they have been so consistent in winning and not losing. If you look at their last 12 matches, they've not lost any game in all competition. That's to tell you how good they are. The worst they've got was a draw And those draw came against Tottenham, against Fulham. They played 2-2 against Tottenham, played 2-2 against Fulham. I think
that's a good chance for Galatasaray. They'll make a good use out of that, but Manchester United defenders were able to clear the lines as quick as possible. What a great run from Galatasaray. Back to you.
The last time they lost was a club friendly against Manchester United when they played 2-0. It was a friendly game. But since then, they've been consistent. They've been playing, and they've conceded one. I think they are among those teams who have conceded lesser goals in the EPL, along with Chelsea. That's why the fact that Chelsea is. That's why the fact that Chelsea is 14, but they are back to 11 now. They are one of the teams behind,
I don't know where you're bringing Chelsea into.
No. I'm just using because they are in equal position. They've conceded 6 goals. That's why I'm using them. Arsenal. They've considered lesser goal, and that is why they are not losing. So with what we are seeing today against Lens, I think it has actually been when Lens and Arsenal play, it is always a very dicey situation. From Lens from France, Arsenal from England, it was always tight encounter. But let's see how it goes with the form they are. Let's see if they can defeat Lens.
Okay, very much important to see if Arsenal can actually get a victory against Lens tonight. Straight to Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag, favors a 4-3-3 formation today, while Galatasaray are playing in a 4-2-3-1 formation against Manchester United. There's a switch in formation for Eric Ten Hag today. Yemi, now we are seeing 4-3-3 formation from Eric Ten Hag. Is it looking like a perfect fit for tonight's game?
The opponent in front of you sometimes will determine the strategy you want to approach the game with. But when you look at what the mess Manchester United has found themselves, the coach needs to start trying different things to see the one that will work out. And playing against a Galatasaray team that has a lot of experienced players that are well established even in European football. So he needs to start twerking things a little, and I think that's what he's doing, trying to check if this will work, this will work. In that 4-2-3-1 formation, he had to play Mount deep.
Yeah, deep
in
the midfield.
Playing Mount deep in the midfield, he won't be able to get the best out of Mount. But today, hopefully, we can see if he will get the better part of Mount that Chelsea saw and didn't want to let him go.
Okay, the guy for Manchester United are still starting Sofian Amrabat as a left back in tonight's game. We saw him play that position against Crystal Palace, and it wasn't really that deep. Yes, he was a makeshift, but do you think he's actually playing better as a left back than him playing his natural position for Manchester United?
Well, I think he's well. Let's give a try today. But the last time they paired him with at the midfield, he plays very well with Casemiro. It was a very brilliant combination. Their defense was tight. Even the match they played against Crystal Palace, they were tight back from the back, but they were unlucky to win that match that day. So he has actually been a very good combination to Manchester United squad. And another in the Galatasaray side, another dangerous man we have to look at is Zaha. Yeah. Zaha, one time Manchester United player to Crystal Palace, where he spent 9 seasons, and he'll be here because he was not happy leaving Manchester United. Now he's playing against Manchester United. He spent 9 seasons in Crystal Palace. It was through the gaffer himself, the first coach of Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson, that bought him. But when he came, it was David Moyes that was the manager then. So he didn't really gel. It was like a frustrating moment for him in Manchester United. He went to Crystal Palace. We saw his exploit. At Crystal Palace, a lot of teams were calling for his purchase. They actually wanted to buy him because but at last he went to Galatasaray. And here he is. Let's see what he will do against his former club today. And I'm very sure he's going to do something today.
Okay, he's very sure he's with his eyes going to bring something up to the table tonight. Straight to Manchester United starting 11. They're starting with their goalkeeper, talking about Andre Onana, and in defense they have Sofian Amrabat as the left back, Diogo Dalot as the right back, and the central back pairing of Victor Lindelof and Rafael Varane. In midfield they have Casemiro. There's also the starting for Hannibal and Mason Mount. While up front we have Rashford, Højlund, and Bruno Fernandes. Are we expecting a goal from Højlund today?
Yeah, Manchester United fans will be expectant because after this kind of start that Højlund has had with the injuries and coming into his infusion into the team has been slow. And they really need somebody to rise up as the hero right now, especially when Rashford is not scoring. So a lot of expectation too will be on the neck of Højlund, and let's see if he can live up to the expectation.
Okay, talking about the Galatasaray starting 11. A lot of experience in the starting 11, and we'll start with the goalkeeper, Fernando Muslera. Is the goalkeeper. There's a good chance for Manchester United, but that's only threatening the Galatasaray defense. But it's still with Manchester United, and that is Rashford on the ball right now, and he chooses to go deep for a pass there, but that will be going off for a corner kick. Hannibal, the Tunisian midfielder, and you can see how much the fans love seeing this young man on the pitch playing for Manchester United. Talking about Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal, the young star, and it seems Man U didn't have to spend another 100 million like Pogba to find it.
Yeah, and the guy is actually a fine player. That's why the corner kick has actually been taken very fast, and still Manchester United with a cross into the Galatasaray box, but Muslera will have that punched out, but still Manchester United asking every question on the 14th minute of this match, and that is an off-in swinger there from Manchester United, but that's only threatening Galatasaray, and Galatasaray will be eating on the counter through Marco Icardi there, but it's off for a Galatasaray throwing. You know, we've seen 15 minutes of action already in this first half.
Gabriel Jesus just scored for Arsenal.
Okay, and there's a goal in the game between Arsenal and Lens, and it's Arsenal who took the lead in that counter through Gabriel Jesus. It's Arsenal 1, Lens 0 right now in the 15th minute.
Yeah, that's a good one for Arsenal, telling everybody that they are not here to play. But you can't really say they are really back because of the kind of opponent they are facing. Lens, they faced PSV the last time. Now they are facing Lens. They are just teams that are not really that difficult to face. And when Booth come to shove,
why are you underrating Arsenal? Why are you underrating Arsenal? You know, Arsenal's a team that have 12 match unbeaten. You know, and you are calling them.
I'm not underrating them.
They played Tottenham. They played Tottenham. They drew.
I'm not underrating them.
No, you are communizing their.
No, I'm not communizing.
This goal should be celebrated with maximum.
What I'm saying is that
Manchester
you
United
cannot
say Rashford do there.
Arsenal has arrived in the Champions League based on the caliber of opponent. For them to set their arrival through test will be with a very big and stronger team. So let's see them that, Arsenal is really
football
bad.
is all about the moment. Yesterday,
It's not always about
it's about the moment. For now, what is happening is what we are celebrating. Yesterday, I was celebrating for Chelsea because they played beautiful football. They won.
It's about the moment. First goal for Real Madrid, but that is off to a deflection, off a corner kick. Real Madrid has a corner kick right now in the first half. 15 minutes of action already in that game between Real Madrid and Napoli. It's still 0-0 in that encounter. It's still 0-0 in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. While Arsenal won't go up against Lens right now in the 15th minute. You know, it's always fun when you have the gaffer and you have Yemite in the studio. They will never agree on when it comes to talking about Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, because he's an Arsenal fan.
I'm not an Arsenal fan.
And that's the chance for Manchester United. Would that be the first goal? But
for Manchester United.
The Dane Slayer with the first goal for Manchester United tonight. And that is how you lead at home. Talking about the Old Trafford, the theater of dreams, and that stadium is living up to expectation. Højlund with the first goal. Right now, Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 0. 16 minutes of action already. The young Dane is living up to expectation.
Yeah. The young boy that's bringing the goodies gradually. You can look at it. With the kind of
good movement here, that is a good movement. Typical movement from Manchester United. Let's see if there will be an offside check on that. But good movement here from Manchester United. You have to give it to Rashford. You know, good running, and that was a good striker hit right there from Højlund.
And the timing is wrong still. And with the way he had to lean back to get the desired touch on that.
And Angelino, while in midfield they chose to have a defensive midfield pairing of Hine and Lucas Torreira, while a front three of Tete, Akturukoglu, and Wilfried Zaha, while a Loma striker, talking about Mario Icardi, a lot of experience in that starting 11 The goal has actually been given, and it's Manchester United who have one goal up against Galatasaray in the 18th minute right now. And we can see the frustration on Eric Ten Hag. You know, he's asking the questions, he's asking the ref a lot of questions about something or some infringement there. But it's Manchester United who are restarting with a free kick right now, deep in Manchester United half. 18th minute, approaching the 19th minge of that encounter. It's Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 0. What a way to start this game for Manchester United.
Yeah, a very beautiful way to start this game for Manchester United. Credit to Hodglord. It's like it's made for the Champions League. The last time they played against Bayern Munich, he scored a goal. And here in the Champions League again, back-to-back in the Champions League for Manchester United, he has registered his name in the goal chart. So it's a good one for him. If he continues like this, I think we will not be talking much of Rashford. What Rashford need to do just from the wing, give all the necessary crosses, good link up, and he continue to get the victory. I think it's a very good one for him.
Okay, it's halftime in the game in the EPL, the game between Luton and Burnley, where Burnley are actually one goal up against Luton. And finally, we'll be seeing one of these two teams, you know, get a victory today.
Luton got
a victory against Everton.
Yeah.
Probably tonight.
This will be the second one.
And we have a goal in the game between Napoli and Real Madrid. It's Napoli who have gone up. It's 1-0 already in the game between Napoli and Real Madrid. You know, fantastic goal there. We're seeing a lot of nodding goals tonight, you know. We saw one in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray, and now we're seeing another in the game between Real Madrid and Napoli. Fantastic goal for Napoli there. What a way to take the lead against the run of play. You know, you're playing against one of the very best teams in Europe, talking about Real Madrid. And what a way to draw the first goal in this game.
Not just the best team, the most successful team in this competition. When some teams have not had one, they've won 14. So it's something to check. It's something. I don't know why Shego is laughing.
I don't know where you're taking that talk to. And that goal was scored by Lobotka. And that was a great nothing. You know, there was nothing Kepa could do there.
Nothing. There was absolutely nothing he could do.
Okay, that's you're saying something, so, and you said I was laughing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to start. After winning that game against Braga, coming into this game, they needed to win because it's always best when you top your group before the round knockout stage. And what a way to go. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead and at least give Real Madrid their first defeat. Okay,
that goal was actually scored by Napoli's central back, talking about Leo Ostigard. He got us the first goal in that encounter, talking about the game between Napoli and the almighty Real Madrid. Straight to the game between Lens and Arsenal. Arsenal currently starts with a 4-3-3 formation, which is fast becoming Arsenal's favorite formation. You know, we've been seeing them and they're fast approaching and they're fast, you know, getting along with this formation. I'm talking about the goalkeeper is still David Raya, starting ahead of Ramsey tonight again.
Yeah, Raya, it seems Raya is beginning to realize Ramsey to the bench. And it's an exciting thing to see competition in between two goalkeepers, especially when the two of them are very good goalkeeper on their day in the office. So let's just see who Arteta will favor for the rest of the season. It's still early days. Ramsey has had his own games to play. Now it's Raya. Next games, we can see maybe Ramsdale again. So it's still left to be seen.
The gaffer, for how long can they keep this two goalkeeper happy? You know,
and that's a goal.
That's the goal!
I told you about this guy.
It's the familiar face. Talking about the Ivorian. Wilfried Zaha with the equalizer for Galatasaray. The former Manchester United winger. The former Crystal Palace winger. Another familiar foe. You know, is facing up against Manchester United at the Old Trafford. And is back in his hunting ground to give Galatasaray the equalizer on the 22nd minute. It's Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1. Game on in the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, it's game on, game on, game on, game on. Because what a way. The club that just left you hanging.
Wow, and what a goal, what a hit there from him.
One thing,
and you have to, what was that one?
Maybe Manchester United should personally apologize to Zaha. There is a way that he comes on gun blazing to the Old Trafford, especially when he was still at Crystal Palace. Yeah. You can see the way he plays, he puts all into it.
He left Manchester United with anger.
Yeah, and look at it.
It's like a revenge mission.
Them. And look at Onana could not.
No, there's not something that could have done that. I think I'll actually give the fault to what's it called, Dalot there.
Yeah,
you know, he had every opportunity.
And you have to look at the run of play too. That ball was a loose ball. Where is the number 4 to mark that? And that begs the question of playing Missy Mount that deep.
It's 1, Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1, and the 24th minute of that encounter. And they're back, you know, after Manchester United got that goal scored, that first goal through Hojlund. It's now back. Everybody now settled in this game. You know, it's back to restarting at 24th minute. When we thought Manchester United had this game covered and they might be going for victory, but right now, you know. You know, but there's a lot of problem when you look at this Manchester United defense. You know, they've not actually gotten themselves, and that is one of the reasons why Onana has been conceding a lot of goals for Manchester United this season.
Yeah, you know, I keep saying it. Many Manchester United fans keep heaping blames on Onana, and when you look at it really, apart from that first goal he spilled against Bayern, many of the other goals he has conceded, I don't see his fault in it. Because many of it has been defensive errors. And there's a limit to the goals goalkeeper can save. So you have to protect and shield your goalkeepers, defenders. And I think Manchester United defenders should be doing way better than they are doing right now. And I think it's high time they start playing Amrabat and Casemiro together as pivot. It will give them more strength in depth defensively.
Oh, and it looked like
Lens are actually very much happy.
Lens just equalized.
And that's an equalizer in the game between Arsenal and Lens. And it's 1-1 in that encounter right now in the first half. The goals are coming in so fast, you know. A lot of equalizers already now. Arsenal 1, Lens 1. You know, at the point when we're actually taking Lens, we'll be coming back into this game. And that goal was scored by Andre Thomasin for Lens. It's Arsenal 1, Lens 1 already in the 25th minute of that encounter.
Yeah, a good one for Lens. What a way to respond at your home ground. You need to pass the right message that even if Lens is going to go down, which I doubt if they want to go down, it won't be without a fight. And the fight is on.
And when a shot there from Napoli, and that had to take a weekend reflection, and it would have been the 2-goal up for Napoli there. But, wow, that was a good hit there. Yeah. That ball was beating Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal post. And if there's one thing about Italian teams, you should know they are never scared of taking, you know, the shot from outside the box.
30 yards, 25 yards, 28 yards. The precision, the power behind the ball, the strength, the accuracy before speed, and everything in between. So you just have to give it to these Italian teams. As a connecting to Napoli, would this be the second goal? But no, they have all that dealings there, and it's going to be another corner kick for Napoli in the 26th minute. You know, Napoli has actually taken this game to Real Madrid. You know, they've not afforded them a lot of respect in this game. It has been a game, you know, they're feeling at home, and they're taking the game to Real Madrid. When you are playing at home against the most successful team in Europe, you need to take the game to them. It is very, very important because at their home, at the Santiago Bernabeu, there's every reason to think that they might not have that luxury away at home. So why not win your game at your home, then try to go and fight for a draw away. With that, you can have a shout at topping the group.
And to our viewers at home, don't forget you can be a part of this conversation by dropping your chats in our live chat segment. I'll promise to read that out on air this evening. And talking about the Arsenal starting 11, Arsenal starts with goalkeeper David Raya tonight, and the defense they have Tomiyasu as a right back, while we have Zinchenko as a left back in the defensive pair.
And that is an equalizer for Real Madrid.
Real Madrid equalizing this encounter.
And it is a
Vinicius Junior. What the equalizer for Real Madrid against run of play in that encounter. It's now Napoli 1, Real Madrid 1. No, we've seen a lot of equalizing goals in almost all centers right now. And it's Real Madrid 1, Napoli 1. Game on in that encounter also.
Yeah, game on in that
was actually a defensive error.
You just look at it, that was a misplaced pass.
You don't do this against Real Madrid. They
punish you. Look at, what is the captain for that matter? How can you set a pass like this in front of your box? With Jude Bellingham, which knows how to set those kind of passes. And just a gift of a goal.
Okay, it's just 3 centers. We've not seen a goal in this first half already. The game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich is still 0-0 in the 29th minute, approaching 30th minute in that encounter. While the game against PSV against Sevilla is still 0-0 also in the 29th minute. Inter Milan against Benfica is still 0-0 in the 29th minute also. You know, when are the centers going to light up?
Yeah, hopefully we start seeing goals. You know, at this stage of the competition, clubs still has to be careful conceding goals, because in Champions League, goals matter. Goals you concede, goals you score. No matter how many you score, if you concede.
Yes, another opportunity for Manchester United with this big second goal for Manchester United. Oh, that took a wicked deflection, and that will have been Mount's first goal for Manchester United. But it's going off for a corner kick. And that was actually a good run there from Oxlade, coming deep into the midfield to win the pass there. And he actually squared that out for Rashford, who found an on-rushing Manchester United player there. And that was a good cutback, but Mount couldn't connect very well to that with that. And it's up for a Manchester United corner kick in the 30th minute of this encounter. It's still Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1, and still Manchester United asking all the questions and threatening Galatasaray defense. And it's looking like, you know, we are seeing a new type of Manchester United today, not the regular Manchester United, you know, always playing deep and waiting for a counter, you know, opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Oxlade has actually brought a lot of bite into the attack of Manchester United, and coupled with the fact that you see Rashford on the wing side, and Mount has been playing very well in this encounter. I think the determination is there and they are focused. That is why you can see all those moves. What just cost them that goal was a defensive error, and I think if they work on it, they are good to win many matches in the Champions League.
Okay, straight to the Arsenal starting 11. The chose with a defensive pairing of with William Saliba and Gabriel, while in midfield they go with their favorite top three, talking about Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Martin Odegaard. While up front, Gabriel Jesus is a striker, and be flanked by Leonardo Trossard and Bukayo Saka. Looking at the Arsenal midfield trio, you know, it's fast becoming the Arsenal favorite midfield trio right now, and that was actually a good run there from Manchester United. But Galatasaray were able to cut that threat out, and still Manchester United, who are currently attacking against Galatasaray, and they are looking likely to be the team to get the second goal in this encounter anytime soon.
Yeah, it looks like the team to get this goal. But the risk about this is when you go out like this and you don't pay enough conscious efforts to your defense too, because you can get it on a counter and the rest can be history. So they really need to be careful.
And they're really careful. Talking about Real Madrid, that's a good chance for Real Madrid there, but that won't be threatening the goalkeeper. That won't be the second goal. What it from Vinicius, but that was going way off target.
Yeah, the ball, he had a good turn on the ball, and placed the shot was deflected off target. And it's a lucky one that Napoli escaped that attack, and Real Madrid has a corner in consolation for their effort.
32 minutes of action already, and this is the former Arsenal midfielder talking about Lucas Torreira. Well, the first yellow card in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. And Casemiro is not looking too good off that hit from Lucas Torreira. But Manchester United will be hoping their midfield talisman is back, because they can't afford to lose a player like Casemiro.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose him. That will be one injury too many. They already have enough players injured. Some are already coming back. Losing Casemiro now that he's been receiving treatment will be a big blow, because they don't have a left back. That's why they are playing Amrabat on the left. And the main player that can easily replace Casemiro now is the same Amrabat. They can't divide him into two. They will just have to find another replacement. We might not be equal, and we might create a loophole in the Manchester United setup.
32 minutes of action in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. We are approaching the 33rd minute already. It's Manchester United who has a free kick, you know, in a position they were actually fancy taking, and it's off. That free kick is not going to threaten Galatasaray at all, and it's off to a Galatasaray free kick off an infringement from the Manchester United player in Galatasaray box. We are approaching 33rd minute. It's still Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1, Napoli 1, Real Madrid 1 in the 32nd minute of that encounter. Arsenal against Lens is still 1-1 in the 33rd minute also. PSG just to play 0-0 against Sevilla, while Napoli against Real Madrid is 1-1. Inter against Benfica is 0-0, and I know the questions that will be on the gaffer head is if I had played everybody, you know, full halftime draw.
I don't think it's going to be everybody halftime draw. There's going to be a difference. We still have a lot of time to play. That's 34 minutes. We still have like 11 minutes to play in this encounter, and definitely some teams definitely will go top, and it's not going to be all halftime draw at all. I don't think so.
Okay, that's very much important to see. The Arsenal game is still leading up. Arsenal won, Lens won. What a good response from Lens, against Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a good response. I said it earlier on that France and England, anytime the club side plays, it's always a dicey one. It's always a tough counter. And even from history, when Arsenal, play against Lens, it's always a very tight one. It's either they play draw, or if you look at their head-to-head in the previous matches they played so far, it's not just a sweep win for Arsenal. I think Lens also had a win. The last time they played, Arsenal won twice, and Lens also won once, and the rest was draw in the last 5 matches they played. So it's a tight one, and it's going to be tight today. But I see Arsenal coming top today.
Okay, can you hear that from the gaffer? He predicts, or he sees Arsenal coming up.
And Real Madrid just made another goal.
And that's the second goal for Real Madrid in this encounter. We're a way to complete your comeback. Who else than the English young man, Jude Bellingham? Wow. He's having a season, a dream season.
It was just as if he walked through the Napoli defense and just scored that goal. Easy peasy. I think Napoli should be doing something about their defensive duties.
I've not really seen much from the Nigerian striker talking about Victor Osimhen in this encounter.
Yeah. He's a focal man, so Madrid must have...
Just watch the run. Watch the run from Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, look at that
fantastic
one.
run. What a run from the young man. From the 19 years old.
I don't know why Anguissa did not do something about this.
He was trying to avoid penalty. He was trying to avoid penalty and allow him to run and got that goal. So the 2 goals considered by Napoli so far is defensive error. The defender made a mistake. The first one, they lost the ball to Vinicius. He got the goal. The second one, they allowed a free run for Bellingham, just walked through 3 defenders and got the goal. So they actually need to work on their defense. Okay,
can you hear that from the guy from Manchester? Napoli needs to work on their defense and straight to the game. It's game on back in that encounter. 3 goals already in the first half in the game between Napoli and Real Madrid. It's Napoli 1 and Real Madrid who have already staged a comeback in that encounter to take the lead in that encounter in the 36th minute. It is Real Madrid 1, Real Madrid 2, Napoli 1.
Yeah. Real Madrid 2, Napoli 1. Good result for Real Madrid if they can hold on to this. But really a big shame for Napoli going ahead in the first half and conceding 2 goals in the space of how many minutes? Less than 10 minutes. At home, it's not something desirable. It's not commendable. It is actually questionable.
That's Real Madrid who are moving forward to look for the 3rd goal. And whereas there than Vinicius, he goes 1-on-1 against and beats his man and running through the defense, but that is always going to sky high and won't be threatening the goalkeeper there. What a run from Vinicius Junior there, talking about the number 7 man for Real Madrid.
Yeah, Vinicius, the pace is there. The speed is just he just needs to do a lot of work on his finishing. Maybe that's where the point at which I would prefer Mbappe to him because of the finishing. He really needs to improve on his finishing. Explosive player, massive pace and dribbling skills. But what is the end? The end most times justifies the means. So PSV is actually taking the lead.
But finally, there's a yellow card there for Dalot in the game against Manchester United and Galatasaray. This is actually a dangerous yellow card because, playing against Wilfried Zaha, there's a player that can actually, frustrate you to get a red card. And I don't think there's any right back who actually wants to get a yellow card when playing against, talking about Wilfried Zaha.
Yeah, very trickish.
Offside.
Very tricky because playing against a very explosive player like Zaha that has space and some very good dribbling skills, it can easily commit you. And you might just get the 2nd yellow unexpectedly. And there is this.
And it is Manchester United in the 18 box now. What did he get? Shot? Yeah, that's
that was Muslera, and that was actually it there from talking about the new signing for Manchester United. Amrabat, he's still playing at Manchester United on loan. Is it looking like Manchester United are going to make that loan deal permanent come end of the season?
Yeah, it looks more like it because with the way Amrabat is a very good addition, especially in a situation whereby every team wants one player that can deputize for most wings on the field, especially defensively. And you have that in Amrabat. We saw the successful years of Chelsea with Mikel Essien. We've seen the successful years of Man U with Darren Fletcher. We've seen guys like that, even Arsenal, Gilberto Silva, and players like that who can deputize for different roles in the team part-time. And that's very important. So I think most likely, without injuries, Manchester United will most likely consider making his deal permanent.
That's a joke! What a save there from Kepa Arrizabalaga. What another there from Victor Osimhen. And that would have been one of his trademark goals. Wow, what a hit.
What a
and
lift.
what a save there from Kepa Arrizabalaga.
And Rudiger did a good job disturbing Osimhen there. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that was a terrible finish.
That was actually a
That
terrible
was a
finish
beautiful
from,
lift. Beautiful lift from Osimhen. You know, you can only get that from Ronaldo. That's
I'll get
very-
straight to some statistics from the game between Arsenal and Lens. In the 40th minute of that encounter, it's the Arsenal 1, Lens 1. On ball possession, Arsenal has actually overplayed Lens in this encounter with 66% of ball possession, while Lens have been reduced to 34% of ball possession. But it's not looking like the ball possession when it comes to total shots, as Lens has the better share, 6 shots, total shots in this encounter, while Arsenal have been reduced to 2 shots, and Arsenal has just 2 shots on target, while Lens has 2 shots on target in that same encounter. Arsenal has completed 287 passes, while Lens have completed just 143 passes. No, Arsenal have completed 324 passes, while Lens, are still struggling to make it up to 200 passes in that encounter. So it's showing like a game Arsenal are totally dominating.
Yeah, expectedly, you think Arsenal will dominate the game, but Lens will try to hit them on the counter. Nowadays, possession domination doesn't translate to winning all the time. So sometimes you just have to study your coach ideology on the game, the particular opponent you are playing, because if they want to be explosive and they want to come out and attack Arsenal, it might be more costly and dangerous for them. Why not wait, let Arsenal come at you, then exploit their errors and mistakes coming forward.
Okay, 41 minutes already. We're approaching the 42nd minute in various accounts, various centers, The game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich is still 0-0. Bayern Munich are finding it hard to break Copenhagen right there in Denmark.
Yeah, Copenhagen proving to be a difficult team to play. We saw how they took Galatasaray to the cleansers, if not for the red card. It might be another thing entirely. Maybe it would have been a win for them at Galatasaray. So it's one team that is actually taking their Champions League journey this season very seriously. And I think they can get a reward for it.
Okay, yeah, that from Yemites, they can get a reward for taking their counter strike. That is actually a good shot there from Galatasaray, but Manchester United had that covered. But still Galatasaray through with Rizal, who is having a fun field day against Manchester United tonight, and he chooses to go to the other wing, and it's still Galatasaray attacking right now. And that is another shot from Galatasaray, but that's only threatening on Nana Ingo post. There's Marco Icardi up front there for Galatasaray. We've not really seen much from the big man, talking about Marco Icardi.
Yeah, Icardi, we used to know him from his Inter days as one explosive player, even PSG days. But now it seems he's beginning to drop form. And that begs on the question that is really controversy and character challenges really good for players? Because it actually ends players' career before time. Is one thing that many players should watch out for. The best players that really gets to their highest destination are the ones that watch
and that should be a free kick for Manchester United, as that was outside, but the referee is having another look of that. He's not giving that free kick almost immediately for Manchester United. That was actually good, a good take from the Galatasaray defender there.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. He risked it, but it came through for him. Sometimes it can prove really costly, especially that kind of tackle in the box. So I think this one went his way. Maybe some other time he might not be so lucky.
The gaffer,
Yeah.
44 minutes of action already. The game between Manchester United and Galatasaray, 1-1. Is this game living up to expectations for you?
Of course, the game is actually living to expectation to some extent, but not as much as we expected. And I know I was actually looking at Manchester United not to be on their best performance today, given the fact that it's like they have not actually gelled. They are today they are not consistent with performance. Today they are up, tomorrow they are not up. And most times I look at it based on
that's the chance for Manchester United to take the lead, but that was going to be a deflection of a Manchester United player, and that's what have been missing out. First goal for Manchester United. It's looking like the night where missing out to be getting that goal for Manchester United. While that took a wicked deflection of Hannibal, and now that hits there from Manchester United, but that will be threatening the goalkeeper, and Hannibal already, obstructed Mount from getting Manchester United's second goal, and what will have been his first goal for Manchester United. I'm talking about the 60 million signing for Manchester United. He has been looking for that goal. This is like his, looking for that goal and trying to score that goal. It has actually been very much important for him to get amongst the goal scorers.
That the main reason Mount has been really struggling to really start up his gold journey with Manchester United has to be the role he's being played at. I think that role is most likely not what suits Mason Mount as we know him to be. So let's just hope that Manchester United can do something about that role and just tweak things a little bit.
Okay, it's 45 minutes in various accounts right now in various centers. It's 45 minutes in the game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. It's still 0-0 in that account. Manchester United against Galatasaray is in the 45th minute. Also 1-1 in that account. Lens against Arsenal, that game has been played in France. It's still Lens 1, Arsenal 1 in the 45th minute. Sevilla against PSV is 0-0 in the 45th minute already. Napoli are losing 1-2 against Real Madrid right there in Naples. While Inter Milan against Benfica is still 0-0. The second half has started in the game between Luton and Burnley in the EPL. 56 minutes of action already. Still Luton losing 1-0 against Burnley in that encounter.
Yeah, expectedly, Burnley has more Premier League experience than Luton. So, and Burnley has still.
That's another chance for Real Madrid to take a late third goal, to score a late third goal in the first half. But it's going to be a free kick to Real Madrid in a very dangerous position against Napoli. Good run there from the young Brazilian, talking about Rodrigo. And it's 3 minutes additional time in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. Let's see if both teams can hold on to it. And that's another chance for Galatasaray. With that be the second goal? But the touch and the hit on the ball was actually too much there. And it seems it's going to be an infringement against Galatasaray there. That was a foul there. That was a foul. And Manchester United will have a chance to restart this encounter from that free kick. 1 minute of this 3 minutes additional time has been played, and we're approaching the second minute already, and it's looking like a game that the first half might be ending, in a full-time draw, in a draw, sorry.
Yeah, the first half might be ending stalemate, most likely, because Galatasaray is not ready to concede any goal, at least not this first half. Let's see the kind of approach the managers will want to go for the second half. But this first half is looking most likely that it will end in a 1-1 half-time draw.
Okay, it's half-time in the game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. It's 0-0 at half-time in that encounter. The gaffer, talking about this young man, talking about Rashford, Marcus Rashford. He has actually struggled for Manchester United this season. What do you think has been the problem or the constraint for Marcus Rashford?
I don't know right now. To me, he's facing a goal drought, but his impact in the match so far, what I've seen, he's not scoring goal, but he has been used in the wing. I think he has been living up to expectation. But when we look again, he has not scored goal. Then how many assists has he actually, created? He's still built down to zero also. So that's to tell you that the reason for.
He just had one today.
Okay. No, it's not the one that.
He was one.
Was it the one?
He was the one that gave that.
Okay. So when we count his assist to is very, very low. So that's how we rate him. He has not actually done well, but I still believe that the only thing that is against him now is time. Little time, we give him time. I think he's going to pick up.
Yemi, what do you think of the partnership? Rashford and Ojlund. What is the prospect for that partnership?
The prospect is to score goals, but it's still a long way coming. It's still a long journey. And Rashford is just a victim of the standard he set last season. The Rashford we used to know, the expectation won't be this high for Rashford before, but he's now a victim of the standard he set for himself last season. So that's why people are beginning to call him out, because he actually, based on that performance last season, he got a new contract. And I think an increase in wage, so to whom much is given, much is expected. So you just can't blame the people expecting much from him. But with the partnership with Oshland, I think it will be a good pairing. They are both young, and they can actually grow to understand each other in the team.
Okay, they need to understand each other in the team. Talking about Oshland and Rashford. It's halftime in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. 1-1 at halftime, 0-0 at halftime in the other game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. It's 1-1 in the game between Arsenal and Lens. That game is also at halftime. PSV and Sevilla is still 0-0 at halftime. Napoli are 1 goal down, 2 goals to 1 losing against Real Madrid at home, while the game between Inter Milan and Benfica is still 0-0 and at halftime also. You know, we've seen games, a lot of games already, and some centers we've not seen goals in some centers, but let's talk about the focal game, the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. Halftime 1-1, the game between Lens and Arsenal 1-1 at halftime, and the game between Napoli and Real Madrid, Napoli losing 2-1 against Real Madrid at halftime.
That's a disappointing one from Napoli after drawing the first blood. And this is the reason why Madrid has won 14 Champions League. They know how to compose themselves, their composure, even when they are down. We saw the season where they won the Champions League last. The number of games they came back from a losing position. So it shows their mentality, their strength, their capacity, the strength in depth, the confidence in that team. You just have to take Real Madrid and use them as a case study, maybe a project for some footballing students, to study them, how they get ahead, how they approach games, especially when they're in losing position. It's really, really something good to learn from.
A lot to learn from them. If you look at it, Benzema left, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, that will be the end." Bellingham came; he became another football revelation, And you see them top of their the top of their league.
Bellingham just continued.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what he continued doing from Dortmund. But a lot of teams have actually bought expensive player that were doing well in their club.
Madrid too
and they didn't gel. But I'm giving him credit for. So it just as if nothing happened.
Just
silking and took over. And you look at it, what they have been playing in the Serie A, they are top of the table. They are top of the table. I'm talking about
the La Liga.
The La Liga, they are top of the table. And in the Serie A, we'll talk about Napoli. The last 2 matches they played, they got 4 goals. 4 goals consecutively they scored in their previous matches. And I expected them to bring it to the party here in the Champions League. But though it's not over yet, and we have seen a lot of chances they've missed so far. Good chances. We saw the one Osimhen headed the goalkeeper and was able to save it. And we saw another one from his own colleagues too. And it was safe, so we're expecting more goals in the second half.
Okay, you can always expect a lot of goals when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. It's halftime in various centers, and let's save the second half. We'll be giving us a lot of goals on the first day, on game day 1 last week. On Tuesday, we had 23 goals. Let's see if tonight can actually meet up with that or better that tally at the end of 90 minutes. We'll be saying that. Yemi, talking about Victor Osimhen, when he was playing under Spalletti last season, he was actually prolific, and Spalletti actually did everything to bring out the best of Victor Osimhen, but it hasn't really been a lot of gelling between him and the new coach.
Yeah, it has not yet been the marriage that everybody wants to see after the exploit Osimhen did last season. But you just have to cut the coach Rui Garcia, the new coach, some slack. Spalletti too had a full season. Before the season, he now went to blossom. And Napoli is not that kind of squad whereby they just pump him money into the squad and just cover up for a time whereby the gestation period, whereby the link will begin to grow. So you just have to give Rui Garcia some time. They started in a shaky way, but you can see them pummeling teams 4-0 in the league now. coming back to the Napoli we used to know. And even to me, I think Napoli of last season might most likely also get down to the swords of Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are the most successful team in the competition. So a team like Real Madrid has almost made the Bayern Munich one of their scapegoats. It's not that easy. So you just have to try that luck can shine on you against teams like that.
Okay, it's not always easy when you play against Real Madrid, but you know, to be the best, you have to beat the
Of
best,
course.
and you have to dream, you know, to aspire against the best teams in Europe. It's the halftime in various centers, and our focus match talking about the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray ended 1-1 at halftime, while Arsenal against Lens also ended 1-1 at halftime. Napoli are losing 1-2 against Real Madrid at halftime. Let's see if Victor Osimhen can actually stage a comeback with Napoli in the second half. We'll go for a quick breather, and when we come back, it's going to be the second half. And we're back in the studio for the second half action in their centers, talking about the UEFA Champions League. It's match day 2 in the UEFA Champions League, and I still have my guys in the studio talking about Solomon and Yemite. And we are still giving you fresh analysis and updated analysis from the games across Europe. And our focus match tonight is the game between Lens and Arsenal, Manchester United against Galatasaray. And we'll also be giving you feeds from the game between Napoli and Real Madrid, where Napoli are currently 2-1 down against Real Madrid. It's the beginning of the second half, and we've seen a substitution. Hannibal is out for Manchester United, and they've introduced Christian Eriksen in that encounter.
Yeah, way to go, because you need somebody that can naturally do some tricky movement right there. And I think that should mean Mason Mount will push forward. Then Eriksen will actually play beside Casemiro most of what they did last season. And Eriksen has the passes. He's just one player. That's why I'm not always satisfied with statistics, because it covers a lot of places that people don't want to focus on. They just focus on statistics. One key player for Manchester United last season was Eriksen.
Yeah. Because
of those passes, he absorbed the play and let Fernandes shine. So when you have a player like that, you need to start playing. You need to bring him on in this kind of game and show the stuff is made of.
We're in the 49th minute already in this encounter. 1 minute which will take us into the 50th minute, which means we have seen 5 minutes of action in the second half already. And it's Arsenal with the first chance in the second half. Trossard with a good chance there, but he went up for a low one against the Lens goalkeeper, who actually saved that very well through his defender. That game is actually lighting up right now, and Arsenal are asking all the questions very early in the second half and be looking to take, a second half early lead in this encounter. Straight to you, the gaffer.
Yeah.
How important is it for Arsenal to get this early lead in the second half?
Well, very, very important for them to get this lead. But Leeds and Lens are playing right in front of their own crowd, and they are playing at home. It's going to be very tight for them. But despite it, and you know very well that Saka was substituted in the 25th minute.
Yeah.
Vera came in for him. I don't know, probably because of
probably injury. His injury has to be injury. We've talked about it in the studio. A lot of times we've talked about how much Saka actually needs rest. This is a player that played a lot of games last season, and 2 seasons ago we saw him limped up during the during the APL Arsenal game in APL during the weekend, and he's starting again tonight. For how long is Mikel Arteta going to overwork this young man?
He will be left to pay for the consequences, because I think he's long overdue. We were talking about that Bournemouth game, and I was like, you are 2-0 up, comfortable.
Why not take this man out?
Withdraw this guy, let him rest, but left him until he got that ash tackle. And look at it today now. He had to limp up because they were sweating. They were sweating on his fitness.
And it was
even at that, you are playing Lens. You don't need to release all your arsenal. You don't really need to release all your arsenal. You can actually do without Saka in this game. Let him rest. But
no way. So
Arteta knows best. That is one thing I want to say. Yeah. Arteta knows best. So we finally have a goal in the game between Sevilla and PSV. Sevilla who has actually taken the lead in the second half, and that is coming through Adria Pedrosa. He gives Sevilla the lead in the 52nd minute. Finally, we have a goal in that encounter. Sevilla 1, PSV 0.
Sevilla 1, PSV 0. That's a very good one. The La Liga side and when you look at matches, you see Italian side and you see the Spanish side and the English side. They are the better side when it comes to winning goals, and that is why some of the bookies I used to advise them. Look, hey, very difficult. Like you saw today, Sassuolo.
It's always you and the bookies.
Yeah, Sassuolo won. No. I don't know. A lot of people want to hear where they will get some tips from. I'm gradually giving them some expo. And
it looks like the goal has been cancelled in the game between Sevilla and PSV. It's back to 0-0 after VAR check. and the Pedrosa goal has been cancelled. That game is back to 0-0. You know, Sevilla, PSV had a goal in the first half, chopped off by VAR, and now we have another goal for Sevilla in the second half. You know, chalked off already by VAR for offside in that encounter also. So it's still 0-0, back to 0-0 in the game between PSV and Sevilla, and we're back to the game between Arsenal and Lens. You know, it has actually been an interesting 53 minutes of action already. Let's see if Arsenal are going to get that lead. Very much important for them. And, you know, how big of a miss will Saka be for Arsenal should that young man go out injured?
You know, you can.
Oh, you know, when you talk about Arsenal, it's like Saka. When you're talking, Saka is Arsenal, Arsenal is Saka. You know, most of their victories is the massive contribution you get from Saka. From the wing, he come in, score goals. In fact, right now he's their highest goal scorer. He's their highest goal scorer, and he's one of the top scorers so far. You know, and his move, you know,
and that's the chance for Manchester United with
Rashford.
Let's go! No! What was that from Marcus Rashford? That was actually disheartening. Rashford, how?
It just showed that he's not a selfish player. But
No.
that was a very wrong decision.
That was actually a wrong decision. He had every chance, he had every opportunity. You know, pick your spot. It's not even about passing. That was actually a short pass. That was a wrong pass. You know, I can even see the way Yemite is actually dumbfounded by that.
Yeah, because as an attacker, you have to exhibit some kind of selfishness in this kind of 1v1 situation.
Napoli just made it 2-2 against Real Madrid.
And it's 2-2 in the game between Napoli and Real Madrid. Finally, Napoli are back in that encounter. And Zelensky with the equalizer for Napoli. Let's just hope it won't be like the first half, you know, where they took that early lead in the 19th minute, only to lose,
it was a penalty,
only to concede 2 goals. Penalty to Napoli, and they're back in that encounter. It's Napoli 2 and Real Madrid 2. Luton has also scored in the APL against the Burnley. It's now Luton Town 1, Burnley 1 in that encounter also. The goals are coming in right now in the second half from all centers. Let's see if the Manchester United game and the Arsenal game can also give us, you know, early goals in the second half. 54 minutes, approaching 55th minute in that encounter. It's the Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1, and it's Manchester United who are going back to their goalkeeper, talking about Andre Onana.
Another shocker. Copenhagen just scored against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, we have a goal in that encounter also.
And Burnley back again.
56 minutes, and it's a goal in the game between Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. And that goal was scored by Leraga, sorry. In the 56th minute, it's Copenhagen who drilled the first blood in that game against Bayern Munich. 56 minutes gone in that encounter. It is FC Copenhagen 1, Bayern Munich 0.
Yeah, you know, we just spoke about the resilience of the Copenhagen team, especially coming from Burnley just made it 2-1 again. And
immediate response.
Yeah,
I had to take that water.
Immediate response.
You know, the game is coming up live. It's coming alive, getting more interesting. So you just have to look at the way football is serving its meal tonight in a very unique way. Who would have thought Napoli will go up? Madrid will come back. Madrid will take the lead. Then Napoli is now back into this game, and unexpectedly, Copenhagen taking the lead against Bayern. So you just have to give it to football. Football has a way of surprising us, giving us this.
And that's another chance. Ooh!
So honestly, tonight is going to be a night to remember.
All right. That's what you get when you play the Champions League on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's the game for the champions, not just the anyhow team. And that is why Chelsea are not playing in the Champions League this season. It's not the league for Nigeria. Because no, you guys didn't perform last season, so there's no point in you guys coming to the Champions League. It's not just Chelsea.
I'm a Chelsea
It's
fan.
not just Chelsea who are missing out on the Champions League. There's Chelsea, there's Liverpool who are also not playing in the Champions League this season. They have to do very well in their league to come back into the Champions League next season, which is not looking likely for Chelsea because they currently sit 12th on the Premier League table. And when you're in 12th position, you don't play the Champions League.
It's fine. It's fine. We take that.
Okay, it's still 1-1 in the game between Lens and Arsenal. 57 minutes of action already, and it's still 1-1 in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray, while Napoli drew the first blood in the second half to take the game 2-2 against Real Madrid. You know, still going back to this chance lost by Rashford, you know, it still begs the question. You had every opportunity, you had every chance. Why are you going for a pass? It's looking like this young man is low on confidence right now.
Of course, you need a psychologist to actually bring him back. You know, it's like he's losing it. This is what,
it's not that bad.
No. Of course. Because now, if you look at it, what he did, he has been playing very well. You know, but at the front of goal, at the one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you understand? What did you do? What did you do with the ball? You just gave a very wrong pass.
You
understand what I'm saying?
To be fair to Rashford, that kind of chance, if not for the pace of the defender that got there in time, it's better to pass for the man facing the empty net. So
it's better, but as a striker, you should know your chances.
You had every chance there.
A very clean chance.
You had about 10 seconds. You had about 10 seconds to think of picking your spots.
I beg to differ against his decision is that at that point he could see the defender coming through, so he could have played this straight. So I won't say that is being low on confidence. I just feel it is just not putting the right weight on the pass, one. Number two, he's just being unselfish. Putting the team's interest first at that. Let me give it to a guy that is in a better position to score easily than I am. And that's not bad. But it just went south. It went the wrong way.
Well, what I have to say, Rashford have to do something special in this match to redeem his image back. Because he has actually flopped.
He needs to go. No, he needs to go. That's why I actually feel, you know, that young man is low on confidence right now. Oh. The goals are not coming in for him. And
that is what a goal! 3 goals!
What a goal from Rashford, but that is offside.
After this, my celebration.
VAR should be checking that. Let's see. But
no,
it looks like he was in the offside position. Let's see if that was actually an offside against Manchester United. Good work from Manchester United, and that young man was actually offside. Is actually good take from him. One touch, you know, to take out your man there, and that was a good body movement from him right there. Talking about the Dane Slayer, Ojlund, but that's only counting as a goal, and it's still Manchester United 1, Galatasaray 1. The goal has been corrected, and it's offside. Rightly taken there by the right decision by the referee there. I'm talking about, you know, VAR and right and wrong decisions. We saw Liverpool, you know, actually requested for the audio take of the VAR team talking about the game against Tottenham over the weekend due to that disallowed goal from Luis Diaz, and we could see it from the audio that the VAR team actually told the referee or the fourth assistant ref that was actually onside, but it looks like there was miscommunication between the VAR and the referee team.
Yeah, you know, I just feel this excuses because you need to come out clear with your position on a review before the game will restart. I think Ed should this kind of mistake so that it will form as a deterrent to others. I'm not a fan of those one game miss and comes back next week.
I think the point right now is that, you know, it's not every time VAR take the fall for it, because yes, I could hear the
not the ref now.
Yeah, no, it's not the ref. VAR actually.
It's not the fault of the ref.
It's not the actually. It's actually not the fault of VAR right now. Because VAR actually told the ref that is onside. But by the time they were telling the ref that I think there was a miscommunication. Probably the referee heard offside and gave that as an offside. But they asked for a delay of that game. That the ref should take another decision. That they told him that was onside. But the referee said the fourth official had to tell the VAR officials that there was nothing they could do anymore. That the game has been restarted and it has to stay that way.
Yeah, because the timing too is very important. Because once you restart a game, you can't change that decision.
But the question I'm asking now, how long do we continue with such acts when, you know, during the match, you know, what's supposed to be given, you blow the other way, and it ends there, and at the end of the day, the referee come out and apologize, You know, and you, the team, the club.
And there's a goal in the game
Inter
between
Milan.
Inter Milan and Benfica. We have our first goal in that encounter in the 62nd minute already. Inter drew the first blood. That encounter, it's Inter 1, Benfica 0 already in that encounter, which leaves us with just the game between PSV and Sevilla, where we are yet to see a goal stand in that encounter.
Yeah, we've seen 2 goals, but VAR has decided to remove it.
Thuram scored that goal.
And that goal was scored by Thuram, the son of the famous legend, the former Barcelona player, talking about Lilian Thuram. And that goal was scored by Marcus Thuram. You know, talking about Thuram, he has 2 fantastic players.
Yeah, fantastic for him. It seems his children are carrying on with his DNA.
Yeah, they're actually moving on with that.
Yeah, they're doing well. Some will say you are doing well, but let's see if they are doing well. We'll continue.
That was actually good movement there from Mason Mount, but the final touch, the final hit was actually wrong, and that was not going to threaten the goalkeeper. No doubt that means that goal scored by Oshland was actually offside. He had his foot, you know, played him deep into that offside position. But good take right there from the young man.
That was
the future is actually bright for the young man. Talking about Oshland.
Yeah, the future is bright, but only if the light remains on.
And there's a VAR check on that goal scored by Inter Milan. And let's see if VAR will actually be cancelling that, or they'll be giving that goal to Inter Milan. It's still 1-1 in the game between Lens and Arsenal. 63 minutes of action already. We approach the 64th minute in that encounter. Manchester United against Galatasaray, 64 minutes. It's 1-1 in that encounter. Also, while Napoli are playing 2-2 draw against Real Madrid in the 63rd minute. You know, Napoli are actually not giving themselves out in this encounter. They actually took that game to Real Madrid in the first half, and it took some defensive errors in the first half for them to concede 2 quick goals. Yeah. And they're back in this game, and it's looking like, you know, we saw where they got to last season in the Champions League, but due to it, that's the chance for, with that being the second goal! Oh! That was a good chance for Lens, and what a goal that would have been for Lens in the second half against Arsenal. But he took a side netting, and that is not going to be a goal. And what would have been an offside was not looking like an offside to me. Yeah, right here. And what a chance there. Raya already lost it.
And the Inter goal stands.
And the Inter Milan goal stands, and it's 1-0 in that encounter between Inter Milan and Benfica. In the 65th minute, Benfica have a lot of doings to come back into this encounter. Marcus Thuram with the first goal.
Yeah. And it's a good one for Inter Milan. Last season finalists. Let's see if they can go all the way this season. Because to me, realistically, last season final, they could have won. But they were lackadaisical.
The chance of Manchester United. You know, we have to give it to this goalkeeper, Muslera. You know, he has actually... He came into this game prepared for Manchester United, gave a good account of himself already, and no doubt he's actually a fantastic goalkeeper or a good goalkeeper. I know Yemi don't like me mentioning fantastic every time talking about players. But you just have to accept it. I love giving them when it comes to, you know, talking about goalkeepers.
You know, fantastic is going way beyond good, very good. Because some players fantastic has to come with consistency, and many of them are not consistent. Especially with some players of nowadays. Honestly, to pick fantastic players, you have to be very picky.
Okay, away from that, with Nigeria will be playing a friendly match against Saudi Arabia in October. And the Super Eagles coach talking about Pasero already dropped a list on a Friday when you join us for the Talk Sports program. We'll be analyzing that Super Eagles list and see if it's actually a team, a list capable of defeating, you know, the Saudi Arabian team. We saw them at the World Cup, and they gave a good account of themselves against Argentina, and they gave a good account of themselves. Let's see if they'll be having that kind of game against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and if it's a game the Super Eagles can actually fly and back to the Champions League. And that was actually another chance there for Arsenal, but that is not going to threaten Lens at all in that encounter. 66 minutes, of action, and finally we have a goal in the PSV against Sevilla game. Let's see if that goal is going to stand right now, and Sevilla who scored finally in the second half. Hopefully VAR won't be cancelling that.
Bayern just equalized.
Wow, it does an equalizer in the game between FC Copenhagen and
Bayern. And there's a counter here. What do you do? What do you do? This guy is a ball machine.
What
this
should
be another in Manchester United.
67th minute.
Why you see? Let me tell you, you don't underrate teams like this. I guess Galatasaray not the team.
Haaland is far from this.
How can you compare?
Somebody who hold on.
Because he scored against Gala, you are comparing him.
Is this the first goal? I say it's going to be like another Haaland. I think he has scored. This would have been an hat-trick.
That is actually too much.
It's too much.
Haaland is far.
It's good. We know it's good. Haaland.
How will you say Haaland is too much? Is he not a human being?
It's too much.
Okay, with good love goes Gala, immediately with immediate effect.
Look at the move. Look at the confidence.
Wow. Oh, that was a fall, and that fall let him out.
Look at the fall.
Good take there from Ojlon, and that is what like it's not experience. Good finish. Beautiful finish from the young Dave. And we can see Manchester United are preparing a substitution. And it's the young Argentine talking about Garnacho will be coming in. I know him as a troublemaker. Whenever Garnacho is on the pitch, he brings a lot of trouble against his opponent. And it's looking like it might be Marcus Rashford who will be going out right now. Yeah,
deservedly, because Rashford has really not painted himself in glory. But first goal, he was responsible for the assist. If he was selfish there, they might not have gotten that goal. So, and Rashford is not playing as the focal man. So this pressure of him scoring, I think people should cut him some slack. He's just a member of the team. He's not responsible for getting goals. The guy responsible for getting the goals is getting the goals now. So there's nothing much, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less. I wanted to say, I remember what Olamide used to say. Anytime we are analyzing sports here, we say, when Ojlord come, I was wondering who is this Ojlord? I think now I begin to understand what Olamide was trying to say. I think he's a fantastic guy. I know you don't want to, fantastic guy.
No, he's actually,
you don't want to hear fantastic. Guess what I'm just saying,
fantastic. How many goals did he score at Atalanta before Manchester? Manchester United actually took a risk. Not that he's a proven player. Manchester United took a risk getting him for that amount. We know that transfer window players has been overpriced. So when you now look at it, Ojlund, where's the fantastic? He's just a good player, a bit above average.
Okay, 70 minutes of action I've been seeing almost all centers right now in Europe.
Let's have just scored against Arsenal.
20 goals already, and that's his last with the second goal, which takes us to 21 goals this weekend in this week Champions League. Let's with the second goal against Arsenal right there in France. That takes us to 21 goals on this match day. First day in match day 2, and that is Lens against the run of play, against all expectations, taking the lead against Arsenal. 2-1 Lens lead right now in that encounter. What a goal for Lens right there in France, and you can see the joy on the fans' face. Good goal for Lens. 2-1 right now against Arsenal.
Against expectation, we begin to feel the absence of Saka, in the Arsenal squad. Since he left, there have not actually been any serious bite in the Arsenal attack, and it's gradually affecting.
Mate. I have something with this goal scorer, and that goal was scored by Wahi. And that is a player Chelsea were linked to. And Chelsea fans has this talk of saying he's an unknown player. Why should Chelsea be linked to this player? This and that. But see that take from this young man.
Yeah, the take is good. Doesn't mean it's Chelsea material. Because when you look at it, pressure do swallow players.
And Chelsea wanted to sign him. He gave Chelsea all his words that he wanted to join Chelsea. But the reason why he didn't join Chelsea was Chelsea wanted to loan him out to Strasbourg, instead of him playing at Chelsea. And he said, and it felt like he has what it takes to play for Chelsea. He doesn't want to go out on loan. And the young man is there doing it against Arsenal tonight, against probably, maybe at the end of the season we'll be seeing another Chelsea.
And that's 2-2.
And it's 2-2 already in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. What a goal for Galatasaray. What a game we have in here. What a 20 minutes remaining in this encounter. Manchester United 2, Galatasaray 2. The theater of dream. It's fast becoming the bad dreams of Manchester United tonight.
Yeah. I wonder what's wrong with Manchester United. When you score good, they go to relax. They go to relax. Is it not time for you to come up,
you can see, Eric Ten is not believing that.
It's not. Why will you go to relax in your own home? You're at home.
The defense actually let them down there. The defense let them down. What a move! What a goal! What a goal there! and Andre Onana had no option there. There was nothing he could have done. You know, I keep on saying it. The defense is what is letting this young man down.
There was nothing he could do about that goal. There was nothing he could do. The 2 goals he has considered today, nothing he could do about it. The defense has actually let him down. And we need to look back. And even Ojlund is disappointed. And looking at his facial expression there. But hey, it's football. Maybe theater of dreams is theater of lamentation right now. But nobody knows tomorrow. Tomorrow it can also still be a theater of lamentation.
73 minutes of action already. It's 22 goals being scored on this match day, and it's looking like 1 goal behind last week Tuesday. The last match they won, Tuesday, where we saw 23 goals. 22 goals have been scored on this match day. Let's see if they'll be bettering that of last week, or they'll bettering it, or they'll be equaling that number of goals. Do you see them equaling it, or do you see them bettering that number of goals?
This weekend, I think they can.
This week is not weekend.
This match day, sorry.
I know your team plays on the weekend, so it's normal.
All right, no problem. I accept all the banters. But this match day, I think the highest they can do is to equal it, because last week I think they got 25 goals.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Yeah, this round
yes.
of teams, yes, they got 25 goals. So. I think the highest they can do is to equal it. I don't see them going past it.
Okay, let's see if they'll be going past, or they'll be equaling that number.
We still have a lot of time to play.
We still have a lot of time. We still have what? Now they've scored 22 goals.
22 out of 25.
So they're going to, in fact, to me, they're going to surpass the 25 goals today.
I'm going to say the highest time we've had in the second half is 75 minutes. In various encounters, various centers right now. We're in the 74th minute, which leaves us with about 14 minutes to go in various encounter in this game. Let's see if Manchester United will be getting a winner in that encounter, or will it be Galatasaray getting a familiar victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford. It's fast becoming a stadium every team can go and dream to get a victory against Manchester United.
Yeah. It's fast becoming a home away from home. More like, when you want to travel to a place where you feel at home. And they call it a home away from home. But Manchester United needs to stand up, rise up, become the Man U we used to know under Ferguson, the successful Man U, the Man U that rose and became one of the first to welcome with in European and world football. So they need to wake up. I think that club is not really the fault of Ten Hag. I think they need restructuring. Total restructuring.
And you can hear that from your mind. He believes Manchester United needs total restructuring. It's Manchester United deep into the half, and with that being the third goal, but that took a wicked deflection, and it's Ojlund. We're doing everything possible to see if Manchester United can get a third goal. Icardi has to do a lot of defending work there, and he took that off Ojlund's leg with what will have been an hat-trick for that young Dane striker. Do you see Ojlund getting that hat-trick tonight?
Really
he's looking
possible.
like he's on the top form and looking like he's playing at the very best of his abilities tonight.
Yeah. The game is really sinking into him, like he has gotten initiated into the tempo of the game tonight. And I think he can make that trick happen. Very
let's see if that
possible.
will be happening. But there's one young man talking about the goalkeeper, the Uruguayan goalkeeper Muslera. Is actually going to be the stumbling block, because I know he wants to be considering that 3 goals against Ojlund in this encounter. Let's see if that will be possible. And talking about another goalkeeper who has considered 2 goals in this encounter, Andre Onana. A lot of goals are being considered by that young man.
Yeah, most of the goals are not his fault. The only one I can pick to be his fault is the one against Bayern Munich. But it happens. Shit happens in football. But the other goals mostly are defensive error. And I think Man U needs to wake up. They are defending. Chelsea defending has been way better. My team, actually, the team I support, that I love so much. The defending has... And look at this pass for Onana.
Penalty. And it was rightly given. That was sold to Manchester United, and for the first time in this match, Manchester United might actually be finding themselves on the back front. And it's the 76 minutes, and that's a penalty to Galatasaray in this encounter. And wow, that was actually a wrong pass.
They were looking for
that is Andre Onana with a wrong pass.
And I think Casemiro should have left him to make that attempt. He shouldn't have slid.
He sold that out to him.
He was an experienced attacker.
You can see the displeasure on Casemiro's face. It's a red card to Casemiro. He has actually been sent off for a second yellow card in this encounter. It's Man U are down to 7 in this game. 76 minutes. Manchester United 2, Galatasaray 2, and Galatasaray has a penalty in the 76 minutes. An opportunity to take the lead in this encounter, and an opportunity for Andre Onana to concede one more goal in this encounter.
They will just take their money, go and buy problem.
Wow. Well, the Arsenal fans should not laugh so much because they are also down 2 goals to 1. What goes around actually comes around. Well, it's a big chance for Manchester United with Icardi standing, facing Onana. Maya has been 1 man down. Casemiro has been sent off. And,
let's see if it's going to be a goal for Galatasaray in this encounter. Let's see if they can go ahead. It's looking like Napoli might actually be conceding a goal. Let's see if that will actually go into the back of the net. And it's Galatasaray will run in with that penalty. And
what a miss!
What a miss from Icardi!
Oh, what a miss!
Wow!
Onana is lucky.
Onana actually got that place right. It might be saving.
And finally, we have a goal in the game between Real Madrid and Napoli. It's Real Madrid with the 3rd goal against Napoli right there at Naples. It's 3-2 right now. Real Madrid scoring the 3rd goal in that encounter. When they scored the 2nd goal, when they equalized that 2nd goal, I said it that hopefully they will be conceding another goal. And that looks like a goal for Federico Valverde for Real Madrid. And it's Valverde who scored that goal for Real Madrid. Real Madrid 3, Napoli 2, 79 minutes already in that encounter.
79 minutes. Madrid, that's what we know them for. Never say die. They keep playing till the end. When they go down, they want to rise up again. So if you want to kill Madrid, you have to kill them twice, 3 times before you think Madrid has been won. And
let's talk about that penalty. Let's talk about that penalty from Icardi. That was actually poor for a striker, a player of his own caliber.
And that was a good opportunity, because if they had gone ahead with Man U 1 man down, they would have fancied their chances of getting the total points, 3 points from the Theatre of Dreams, and which would have been a massive one for them actually. But they ballooned it. Due to, we were talking about the character of Icardi. You cannot separate character from football.
You can see Manchester United coming out.
Let's see Manchester United have 10 more minutes to take this encounter. And let's see if they can take it. That was a good chance! Oh! Back of the net. Good movement there from the young Alejandro Garnacho. But Abdul Karim got that covered.
You can see the determination of Manchester United, despite the fact that Casemiro is off the pitch with a red card. It has to tell you that the penalty he got he took one for the club. He got the penalty. I think it has been justified because that penalty was not scored.
There's still a lot of time in this encounter. 10 more minutes to go in this encounter. 10 more minutes for Galatasaray to get that familiar victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford. And let's see if 10-man Manchester United can actually salvage this game and get a victory against Galatasaray, which will actually be a big morale booster for Manchester United. 10 more minutes to go in that encounter. Manchester United has a corner kick, but that's only threatening Galatasaray backline, and it's off to the midfield. Yemi, now 10 more minutes to go. Do you think Eric Ten Hag should be advising his boys to go all out for that goal, or should they conserve and play more defensive, and keep it at 2-2 and go away with a draw in this encounter?
Yeah, going away with 1 point will be better than losing all 3 points.
And now 1-on-1
with a chance for Galatasaray. That big hit, and it's at the back of the net for the 3rd goal. Icardi, Marco Icardi, the Argentine, has finally scored. It's now Galatasaray 3, Manchester United 2. 10 man down, and 10 man Manchester United. They lost Casemiro, and right now they are a goal down against Galatasaray. Galatasaray leads in the 81st minute of that encounter. 3-2 right now, and Eric Ten Hag is in disbelief on his bench.
You know, sometimes
Yeah,
I wonder what these coaches are doing. Sometimes they consider a goal like this. Now you are still writing. What are you writing? You know, you wrote since last year. You know, you wrote since last year, and you are still writing after you consider the goal. You know.
What was Onana doing there? What was Onana doing there?
You see, to me, Onana is becoming, it's like,
Now,
it's not
this
a
chance,
better.
he could have done better.
He could have done better. See where he took that.
He could have done better. His positioning are always wrong. That is one thing.
He should
And
have
that is
gone
why,
all out for that ball.
that is where the gear is better than him, because his positioning are always wrong. And I'm very
Not
sure
always wrong.
most times they are wrong. How many saves have he had?
He has had a lot of saves. I have witnessed a lot of
Yemite, talking about Andre Onana, you know, he has conceded 18 goals in 10 matches. That is just too much for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
That's
But
terrible.
You just have to talk about the defense too. You can't absorb the defenders and just blame the goalkeepers. So it is their defensively has to do with defenders and goalkeepers. So all of them has one blame or the other. How did they open that space up for the player to run in? And you know, I was saying it, that to get 1 point is better than losing all three.
Yeah.
When you are one man, that you have to defend more. The players left the defense, went to the attack, and they created that.
And there's a penalty to PSV in the game against Sevilla in the 85th minute already in that encounter. Let's see if PSV will be scoring that, or we have another goal in the game between Bayern Munich and Copenhagen. It's Bayern Munich with the second goal in that encounter to go top of that game. And they are currently leading 2-1, but there's a VAR check on the Bayern Munich goal. And that might just be the third goal for Galatasaray. With this being the third goal. No, but that was actually a selfish take. Fourth goal, sorry, for Galatasaray. And you know, they are actually playing very well now, and they are feeling at home at Old Trafford.
Yeah, theater of dream has turned to theater of home away from home. Well, things happens, shit happens. Let's just see if, because left to me with some changes Ten Hag has made to this team, I think a lot of people will start heaping blames on him, especially losing the best goalkeeper in the Premier League last season to bring in one that shipped in 18 goals from 10 games. They won't forgive him, is it?
Like during our talk spot, I was talking about Osimhen. When he missed the penalty, he was substituted. You know, that is the point when a striker...
Was he substituted immediately after that penalty?
That is the point. You see, most of the strikers are wounded. When you lost the penalty, you want to kind of redeem your image, and that's what actually happened today.
He had a lot of moments. He
kind of had a penalty. He missed it, and he came back and scored. To redeem his image. And who remember that he missed the penalty? Nobody, but because of the goal.
I remember. There's a goal for PSV, and they've equaled now in the game against Sevilla. It's now PSV 1, Sevilla 1 in the 87th minute. 3 more minutes of regulation time to be played in that encounter. And we have a substitution in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. It's the return of the Brazilian Antony, who has coming into this game to replace Mason Mount, who's still looking for his first goal for Manchester United.
Well, Antony, good to see him back after that allegation. There's a lot of issues off the field of play. It's so good to see him back on, ready to go, and in the game already. Let's see if he can do something special to bring Manchester United back into this game.
18 goals has been conceded by Manchester United new goalkeeper, talking about the Cameroonian Andre Onana, and it's not looking good for the Cameroonian at all.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him. Really not looking good. He needs to try to find his way back into the hearts of the Old Trafford faithful.
And there's an immediate response from Sevilla in the game against PSV. Sevilla has gone back into the lead 2-1 right now in the 88th minute of that encounter. The goals are coming in the second half. Goals already.
They will actually break the 25-goal mark. Oh, they've broken it already. I think it's a Socrates law case.
Look at that shot there by
Smith.
Yeah, they've actually broken that 25 goals as they've scored 27 goals on this match day. And that is actually a good number of goals, and they've actually surpassed, we've seen 23 goals, you know, on the last Tuesday of the Champions League where they scored 23. Right now we've seen 27 goals, which is actually better than what this set of teams actually got on their own match they won. Good number of goals, fantastic number of goals, and that is what we watch football for, and that is what the fun we get when you watch the UEFA Champions League, because the goals are not always scarce to see.
Yeah, the goals. You want to see the Champions League because that's where the men compete, and you want to see the beautiful goals and the beautiful chances they create. And now, I think these errors that Nana is making will actually affect his confidence.
It's 2-1 in the game between Lens and Arsenal in the 87th minute. We're approaching 88 minutes in that encounter, and Lens might just be running away with that unfamiliar victory against the Gunners of Arsenal, who are back in the Champions League after 6 years absence. This group actually looked like a group we expect Arsenal to actually overrun, but losing 2-1 against Lens is not what was in that book.
Yeah, it's not expectedly because a lot of bookies will be expecting Arsenal to take that game easily. And looking at the way they have collapsed like a pack of cats, I think it's left to be seen if they are really ready for the Champions League challenge. Because the Gava was shouting then earlier that I said it's still early days. It was as if I didn't like Arsenal, but we can see what is going on. Football is a 90-minute.
But they're not out of the Champions League yet. They're still contesting. They are playing away from home.
Lens defeating them 2-1. Is that a good testament? Especially when they face teams like Bayern, Real Madrid, and even Napoli and some of these things. Barcelona is still available. PSG is available. And they're still Man City.
Even this match now is not over yet.
Yeah,
it's not over yet.
I think the highest Arsenal can get from this game is a draw.
Away from home, getting a draw is a battle.
You have to consider the opponent. This is
an opponent that came to the Champions League. Anybody that is in the Champions League is a champion.
Late into this game, and it's Anthony Martial will be coming in. Let's see if he'll be replacing the goal scorer. Talking about Ojlund. It's looking like Eric Ten Hag is going for an all-attacking final moment in this encounter. He wants to take out all his gunners, going all gun blazing and see if he can actually get that equalizer. Would that actually be more dangerous for Manchester United to try?
I don't think it's a good option for you to bring out Ojlund right now.
And it's Amrabat going out for Anthony Martial.
Increase the number of bodies up front.
Good.
That's just the best thing.
Don't forget, they have a red card.
Yeah, they have a red card, but it's towards the dying minutes of the game, so you can actually risk it.
And yes, and a chance for Arsenal to take it back to 2-2, but that will be going in. What a save from the goalkeeper. And he actually saved that. What he wants to have given Arsenal the second goal in that encounter, taking them the 2-2 draw. And there's an infringement and a lot of bodies, fights going on in the Lens defense. And it's looking like, a lot of troubles in that. But the referee have been able to caution the players and call them to order. We might be seeing some numbers of yellow cards late in that game. And it's in the 89th minute already in the encounter between Lens and Arsenal. We are currently in 90 minutes, and also 90th minutes in the game between Inter Milan and Benfica. It's Inter still leading 1-0 against Benfica right there in Italy. While Copenhagen, had to go down 1-2 against Benfica. That game is in the 90+ minutes already. The game between Manchester United and Galatasaray is in the 90th minute also. Manchester United losing 3-2 against Galatasaray at the Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dream. While Napoli at 2 goals, 3-2 down against Real Madrid at Naples. While PSV are 1-2 down against Sevilla. And those are the current score lines from various centers in Europe.
Yeah, good one for football, a lot of goals. Goals is what we want to see, especially whenever we hear that football is going to be played. And this match day has served us so many goals. The meal is, let's say, delicious to Will neutrals, but not so delicious for the Old Trafford faithfuls and the Arsenal, the so-called Gunners fans too. Well, it won't be a good day in the office. Losing Saka and also losing the game is not a good combination. 7
minutes of additional time has been added in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. And Galatasaray has 7 more minutes to keep on to hold to their victory, to their lead, in this encounter, not their victory. And that is a chance that would have been the 4th goal for Galatasaray, but that's what we're threatening on Nana. It what will have been just what Galatasaray needs in this encounter. It's still 3-2 Galatasaray. 91 minutes already been played in this encounter. There's no Hakim Ziyech for Galatasaray this night. How big miss is that young man for this team?
Not so big because he has not really fused himself into the DNA.
And still the problem of injuries galore.
Which is why he missed his medical, that he was supposed to be heading to Saudi Arabia. And that Icardi chance would have been an icing on the cake. And it would have been a no way back for Manchester United. But still, I think the highest Manchester United can get in this game is a draw. And the same thing, because I don't see any essence in a team saying they want to go and represent England in Europe and getting out of the group stage. It's a terrible thing. They should have allowed teams like Chelsea that know how to qualify for the group stage. Qualify for the
I'm sure you're saying that, and you yourself are laughing about that, talking about your Chelsea. There's a VR check in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray in the 93rd minute. Let's see what the VR are actually checking out for in that encounter. Back to the game between Lens and Arsenal. 90 plus 3 minutes already been played in that encounter. It is Lens who are currently leading against Arsenal 2-1 in that encounter. 93 minutes already played in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. It is still 3-2 Galatasaray leading in that encounter.
Yeah, it's still a good one for Galatasaray. They are doing well. If they can get this victory, it will be a good one for them. And they can actually go from there. Maybe they can start to dream.
And that is a good chance for Manchester United. Will this be another goal for Manchester United at the 93rd minute of that encounter?
Yeah, you see, if Manchester United lose here, that means they will have 0 points in 2 games from the Champions
Which will actually be bad for a team like Manchester United. Terrible one for Manchester United.
And it seems they want to take up the role of FC Barcelona, leaving the Champions League from the group stage. And the theater of dream is fast becoming a theater of lamentation.
That was actually a good pass there from Andre Onana. And that is what he actually brings to it when he plays for Manchester United. Let's see if Manchester United can come back into this encounter. It's still 3-2 and there's still a lot of time. 4 more minutes to go in the second half. And it's actually a lot of time when it comes to the game of football.
Yeah, I would like to hear our Manchester United fans to join in the conversation and tell us how they feel about Manchester United performance over the last 2 games, actually. And let's hear their views because it's not easy. Hug a Manchester United fan today and save a life.
There's a goal in the game between PSG and Sevilla. It's now 2-2 in the 90 plus 6 minutes already in that encounter. PSV 2, Sevilla 2.
Yeah, wow. Good one for PSV coming back after going a goal down. And it now means that if Lens actually win in this fixture, that means Lens will be topping the group. Second will be Arsenal and the others. Well, you can also say sorry to an Arsenal fan, but don't go too close because they are gunners, they can shoot you. Because today, it seems that there's no bullet in their guns.
Okay, since there's no bullet in the guns of the Arsenal, and the Arsenal, talking about Arsenal, actually down. They are not with any bullets right now. 94 minutes, we're approaching 95th minute in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. That was a good chance for Manchester United, but that will be threatening on the Musiala in goal post. What a take from Martial here, but Musiala is there in the goal post to deny Manchester United of getting a goal in this account. Any more goal in this encounter. And more time in the game between Arsenal and Lens. Lens have finally defeated Arsenal 2-1 in that encounter. A familiar victory for Lens.
Yeah, famous victory, one they will remember for a long time. Defeating Arsenal that is just trying to come back after 6 years break from Champions League, playing 2 games, losing 1 and winning 1. That's not really a good way to come back into the Champions League, especially losing against a team, a small team like Lens. That's terrible. It's a terrible one. I can only imagine what they would do against big teams like Bayern. Well, that explains why last time Bayern gave them 10-2. Maybe Madrid might be 15-2. Who might know?
It's a famous victory for Lens against Arsenal. Full time in that encounter. 2-1 to Lens. They defeated the Gunners, the runner-up team in EPL last season. And what Arsenal fans actually jubilated and celebrated last season. They're back in the Champions League, and night of football in the Champions League, these are night full of surprises, and that is why one of the surprises we are seeing tonight. Lens 2, Arsenal 1 full time. Manchester United have a free kick late deep into this encounter. We can see Andre Onana is out in the 6th minute, coming in to join attack and see if he can actually redeem his image and give Manchester United the equalizer. And it's looking like another, would that be a threat against Manchester United? Andre Onana is far off from his goal post, but would this be it? No, it's not going to be it. It's not going to be it.
And that was a good pass for Manchester United attacking
and
from
this
the
should
right
be the last
side.
attack for Manchester United in this encounter, and that is Anthony. But he's no. Anthony is back. Anthony is back with all his movements. Dallo, sorry.
Dallo. Yeah.
The Gaffer 2-1, victory for Lens against Arsenal, against every round of play. Nobody expected this coming into this encounter, but this is a famous victory, 2-1 against Arsenal.
Yeah, of course, nobody expected that. And a lot of bookies will have marked Arsenal to win this encounter. But remember also, as Arsenal is playing
and Man U lost successfully.
And it's finished in the game between Manchester United and Galatasaray. It's back-to-back losses from Manchester United in the UEFA Champions League. They've successfully lost against Galatasaray 3-2 right now in that encounter as that game is finished. It's also finished in the game between Napoli and Real Madrid. Napoli lost 3-2 against Real Madrid. Then finished in the game between PSV and Sevilla. Both teams have to settle for the spoils. That game ended 2-2. Also finished in the game between Inter Milan and Benfica. 1-0 victor for Inter Milan in that encounter. Also finished in the game between FC Copenhagen and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich came from a goal behind to win that encounter 2-1. Back-to-back defeat for Manchester United in the UEFA Champions League. They've lost to Bayern Munich and they've lost to Galatasaray. There's not enough bullets in the Gunners and in the guns of the Arsenal, and they've actually lost 2-1 against Lens in France.
Yeah, what shall it profit a team like Manchester United going into Champions League and losing all the available 6 points to the opponent? It's just as if Man is in a promo mode. Buy one, get one. So let's just hope that luck can shine on them. But for neutrals like us, well, we just hope to enjoy football. And Galatasaray has really entertained us.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lens too did a fantastic.
Why would they entertain you?
In front of your own home.
Why would they entertain you?
Talking about Manchester United in front of their own home, they were defeated. When they qualified for the Champions League last season, when they got to top 4, there was a big celebration all over in Manchester, and all the fans, they were celebrating. Yeah, now this is where the celebration is supposed to start from. First match you lost, second match you lost. I think it's not good for Manchester United, and I'm very sure with the way Ten Hag walk away, even he's clapping, I know it's not from his mind, because a lot of us we expected to see improvement in the Manchester squad based on what we saw last season when Ten Hag took over, was able to take Manchester United to top 4. And to me, it's a disappointing two disappointing match for Manchester United against Bayern Munich and against Galatasaray.
It's very difficult for you to progress in a Champions League when you have enemy within. Because for the game against Bayern, the enemy within was Onana. And the game against Galatasaray, the enemy within was also Onana. When you spend almost 60 million to go and bring an enemy within, that's terrible.
Wow.
And I see in front of your own fans, you can see the Galatasaray celebrating in Old Trafford, and in a unique way. And though I'm sure that the fans will not wait, because one by one they will be going as we normally sing. All the fans will be leaving, and you can see that you don't do that. Most especially when Celta Vigo and Barcelona play, you can't celebrate like this.
It's a long way back for Man U now.
Yeah, it's a long way back.
Long way back. Well, they need to win all their 4 games.
And traveling to Copenhagen for the next game will actually be, a hard fixture for Manchester United.
But a must win.
It's actually a must win against Copenhagen.
Arsenal is still on the safer side. They have 3 points. They won the first one. You know, I think they will be sitting
But
second.
game,
But they can. I see Arsenal
they'll be playing against Sevilla in the third game. You know, that's actually
let me tell you. You say Lens is a small team, but Arsenal know how to play big teams.
Wow, not in the Champions League though.
Oh, let's hold on. Let's watch and see.
Okay, let's watch and
If
see.
you say Arsenal knows how to play big teams, not also in the league.
Which league?
So
which big team has defeated
Manchester United, home and away. Man City, home and away. Last season.
That was last season. We're talking about this season.
Last season.
Let me tell you, we're talking about this season.
Big teams
they've actually solidified their defense.
How many big teams?
And they've conceded lesser goals.
How many big teams?
Now, let me say they play with Tottenham. They drew that one. Tottenham did not defeat them. And they played away from home, right?
At home.
They play at home. They draw 2-2. It's a good one so far.
It's not good.
It's a good one. They played against Manchester City.
There is no
Manchester
way
City in the Sheffield Cup. They defeated Manchester City.
Man City,
yes.
That one is not the league.
But they defeated Man City.
I'm talking about the league.
And let's hold on now. Let's hold on.
So
We have a long way to go.
There's still a long way to
It's
go.
a separate
Final take from you guys.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate all the winners tonight and try to patch the back of all the losers. And they just have a way of just trying to. I can see the gaffer showing so much passion for us now, but the gaffer, sorry, tomorrow is
This is what happened. This is the kind of confidence you have when your team is not playing the Champions League. There's nothing to look forward to. It's just about coming to the studio and let us
banter. Because even of us now are talking about, we're talking about maybe
it's actually bad.
It's for us now. To me, the turnaround of the game was when Saka left that pitch. It actually affected Arsenal. And in the studio we have been talking about that. You have been saying it. You have also been saying it. That man, there should be an alternative. So I know. But Vera came in. We didn't even see him in the match. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't even see him.
That's the game of football, though.
So to me, what I have to say to the fans of Arsenal. Do I say
and do you know the good part?
Nobody died anyway.
Man City is coming to town
on
Sunday.
Man City are coming to town on Sunday.
My goodness.
Okay, that's about. It's a pleasure having you guys in the studio tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a bad day in office for the English team in the UEFA Champions League as Arsenal and Manchester United both had famous losses on their game week 2 day. And losing, Arsenal losing to Lens, and Manchester United losing to Galatasaray of Turkey. Manchester United are currently bottom of the Champions League group and 10th in the English Premier League, which is actually not looking good for Eric Ten Hag and his Manchester United boys. Talking about Andre Onana, the goalkeeper, he has conceded 18 goals from 10 matches. Not really looking good. Well, let's see tomorrow if the English team tomorrow will actually be getting victories tomorrow, as we'll be here in the studio to give you analysis of this game. Talking about Newcastle, they'll actually be tempting to go against the big guns. Talking about against PSG. Kylian Mbappe will be coming to England tomorrow to fancy taking one against Newcastle. There's also RB Leipzig against Manchester City tomorrow. Let's see if the second Manchester team or the better team in Manchester right now can get a victory in the Champions League. There'll also be Dortmund against AC Milan tomorrow and FC Porto against Barcelona. Lot of interesting matches lined up for you tomorrow. So join us on Premier Sports Fan Center from 8 p.m. tomorrow for tomorrow's UEFA Champions League fixtures. Well, it's a pleasure being in the studio with you guys.
Yeah, thanks. And how the hell can you get some English team representing England that you used to have 4 teams in in quarter-final stage? I have 3 teams in quarter-final stage looking like English teams are going out of the group. Really terrible, my brother. It's a separate case.
It's really terrible for the English team tonight. But that's about how much you can take on today's edition of our UEFA Champions League live watch along on Premier Sports Fan Center. From me and my production crew, it's bye for now.